Good morning. Welcome to another show of Behind the Net with your host Christopher. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, what a week it's been. It's been exciting. It's been exciting. All the good things happening in the world of sports and so forth. I want to give a big shout out to South African cricket for leveling the series with Australia, and also to Bafana for doing well so far. Well, let's get into the other things, the things that most of us have been waiting for. Uh, Last night, Tottenham played, or should I say Wednesday night, Tottenham played PSG in the UEFA Super Cup. Unfortunately, they fell short. It was a good game. Tottenham led for most of the game. They played quite well, surprisingly, because I still think Tottenham is not going to do well this season. That's my personal opinion. But they played well. Unfortunately, experience of PSG being the current Champions League winners came through and they fought their way back to end the game 2-2 and subsequently win on penalties. But yeah, it was a good showing from Tottenham. Proud of them there, but yeah, I still feel they're going to struggle this year in the Premier League and with all the competitions that they're going to currently participate in. Yeah, that's on Tottenham. Well, I have a smile on my face. Kaiser Chiefs has been doing well, as I mentioned in my first episode. I'm a Kaiser Chiefs supporter and a Man United supporter. Kaiser Chiefs have been doing well. 2 games played, 2 games won. Will not get carried away yet. I still feel Sundowns is the stronger team in the Premier League this season. But hey, I'm optimistic. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. I love what I'm seeing. Good showing so far from the Kaiser Chiefs team. I hope the momentum continues. Uh, Look, I won't be a sports broadcaster if I don't mention Pirates. They lost. Um, yeah, no love lost between Chiefs and Pirates. We all know that. Pirates lost, so yeah. Uh, Hopefully, in quotes, maybe they'll get better. I don't know. We'll see. So let's delve deeper into the Premier League, guys. The Premier League SB is gonna knock off tomorrow. Actually, there's a game tonight. Tonight there's a game with Liverpool opening. Liverpool is going to open against Bournemouth, if I'm not mistaken. I still have Liverpool winning that game because Liverpool, like I said, they still, for me, the front runners in the Premier League currently coming this season. So Liverpool is a game against Bournemouth tonight. It's the beginning of the Premier League season. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. On that note, I also have to mention Liverpool lost against Crystal Palace in the Community Shield, which was a surprise for many because we all assumed Liverpool is gonna win that because of them being Liverpool in the squad that they have. But it also shows that Crystal Palace was not a fluke last season. That they are a good team and one to watch out. There are a couple of changes maybe coming from Crystal Palace side in regard to the transfer window, but we'll touch on that later. Yeah, so Liverpool lost their first game of the season. I'm not mentioning preseason friendlies. I'm just talking about the Community Shield. They lost it against Crystal Palace, which was a surprise to most of us, me included, because I really thought Liverpool was going to win that game. And I know for some people they out there that was betting, Liverpool messed up their bet slips quite a bit. But yeah, so let's get into it. Liverpool against Bournemouth. That's gonna be very, very interesting because I still believe Liverpool is gonna win. Sorry, not Bournemouth. But the Premier League, as it's always been, is full of surprises, and Bournemouth is not a walk over team. But I believe Liverpool will be a little bit too strong for them, and they now have something to prove with the loss of uh, Crystal Palace because everyone that's new on the team want to prove something from Liverpool side to show that they can and they are good players. So yeah, Liverpool for me will be outright winners in that game. And then we have the Saturday lineup on the 16th. The Saturday lineup on the 16th, we have Aston Villa against Newcastle. We have Tottenham versus Burnley. We have Wolves versus Manchester. City. Those are the teams games that I'm looking forward to that I'm just calling out right now. Um, there are some other games as well that's coming up on that one. But for me, those are the games standing out. I mean, Aston Villa against Newcastle. That looks like an absolute great game to watch because we both know, or we all know that Aston Villa played exceptionally well last season. Newcastle as well. They played also well. So both teams are going to have a point to prove in the new signings and all of these things. Look, we also need to understand that because there's going to be quite a few new faces in the teams, some teams might not get to start as we expected them to. But I'm looking forward to the games that's coming up. Um, for me, between Aston Villa and Newcastle, I honestly can't pick a winner right now, but I will say that Newcastle is a slight favorite over Aston Villa in that game for me. So I don't know. I'll see what happens in that game because I'll be watching it. But I do think Newcastle is a slight favorite, but I can't really call it outright. So we'll have to see on that what's going to happen. Then another game that's also worth mentioning is Tottenham Burnley. Look, I still believe Tottenham is going to struggle this season. They do have better quality than Burnley as it stands at the moment. Um, but I do think they're going to struggle. I do think in that game it might be a draw because Burnley also have made some quite good acquisitions over the off season to strengthen their team as they are welcome back into the Premier League. So for me, I think that will be a draw. Um, yeah, if I had to choose a winner, most likely Tottenham, just because of experience and them being Tottenham. But for me, that's a draw. Wolves and Manchester City. Manchester City will be the obvious choice to win that game. Wolves, I don't know. I haven't seen any news about them. I don't know how strong their team is with the loss of Mateus Cunha to Manchester United. But we'll see. We'll see. So for that three games on Saturday, that would be my predictions, and that's how I feel in regard to those three teams. Sunday is the blockbuster day because we have Manchester United versus Arsenal. First game of the season. A lot of hype around those two teams, especially in the striking department, with Manchester United signing Benjamin Sesko and Arsenal signing Victor Gyökeres. And we all know, Manchester United supporters, that we were looking to sign Victor Gyökeres, but as unfortunately he went to Arsenal. Well, I can't say unfortunately yet. Maybe it might be a blessing in disguise. Maybe Benjamin Sesko is exactly what we needed. From what I've seen so far on paper, Gyökeres looks like a slightly better striker than Sesko, but we'll see. We'll see, man. The Premier League is a different beast. We don't know how they're gonna fit in, how they're gonna play. I did watch a preseason game of Arsenal where Gyökeres was playing, and he was playing quite well. He looks to be fitting into the system. Bukayo Saka was actually also quite good in that preseason games as he's always been. So yeah, Arsenal is also it's a team to look forward to. As I've stated before in other episode, that look they've always been just about there. Maybe this is exactly what they need to push them over the threshold of finally winning the Premier League this season. But it's a long way to go, man. It's a long way to go. But I really hope that they do bring what they've brought to the table in the other seasons as well. So that will be a nice game to watch. That will really be a nice game to watch. I still, as a Manchester United supporter, I feel Manchester United will win the game. But it will be a tight one, if not a draw. But I do say Manchester United will win the game. It's our first home game of the season. There's a lot of excitement around Manchester United. We have a new training facility. We've made the new additions to the team. I would like to see how the team draws up and see what happens in that regard. Then there's another game, Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. That should be also a great game because, like I said earlier, Crystal Palace is not a fluke, it's not a walkover team. They've just beaten Liverpool in the Community Shield, so they will be hyped for the season starting. Hoping nothing happens, but well, there's 2 days left, so I don't think anything will happen in the next 2 days. But yeah, so let's see if Crystal Palace starting 11 stays the same and they don't lose anyone to Any signings from other clubs? Chelsea, we know they're still in the market for players. They're still letting players go, but they do have their starting 11 and they look to be gelling quite well. But like I mentioned also previously, Chelsea is kind of a dark horse because it's a hit and a miss. Sometimes they play exceptionally well, sometimes we just don't know what's happening. But we can also say that's because of experience, because Chelsea is quite young. I think they have the youngest team in the Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. Right, and then another game on Sunday will be Nottingham Forest against Brentford. That should also be a very good game. Nottingham Forest played well last season, but they've lost some of the key players, as well as Brentford. Brentford played well, but they also lost some of their key players. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one to see what's gonna happen in that one. That one I most likely do think both teams will be scoring, but I can't say who's gonna win that game. Between Chelsea and Crystal Palace, I will most likely give it to Chelsea to win that game. Then on Monday we have Leeds versus Everton. That should also be a banger. Leeds have a lot to show and a lot to prove. Everton as well. Everton for me will still also be a bit of a struggling team in this Premier League season, but I do believe they'll do well. There, it's also difficult to call between those two who's going to win, but I do think it will be a goal scoring match. Both teams will score. Everton has signed Jack Grealish from Manchester City on a season long loan. So, yeah, let's see. Maybe he can revive his career at Everton. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I do think both teams will score. So, yeah, that's on the fixtures that's coming up on the next 2 days. Will be tonight and on Saturday and Sunday and Monday as well. So exciting times lies ahead for all football fans. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'm gonna host a watching party. You never know, to see what's gonna happen over the weekend. Maybe have a couple of friends. Let's watch the games, analyze, and see what happens, and take it from there, man. I mean, look, we all love sports, and we're also happy that it's back. Now we have an excuse not to play with the kids. Just joking, guys. Hey, it's always be good dads out there. On that note, I actually want to now delve into Manchester United. Manchester United, as you know, is my favorite club. Is a club that I'm supporting, and I'm looking at Manchester United and I'm thinking of ways that they can stack up against Arsenal. Because man, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one, and I'm looking at all the possible formations. Look, I know that our coach Ruben Amorim, he is adamant. He plays a three back line, 3-4-3 or 4-3-3 sometimes, depending on how it suits him. But I don't know how he's gonna stack up because I don't know if Benjamin Sesko is gonna start. If Benjamin Sesko doesn't start, then most likely we're gonna have a problem in midfield because I don't know which midfield pairing will be strong enough for Chelsea's midfield. We can go. My proposed lineup for Manchester United would most likely be. I think we're gonna go with Onana. Onana in goal, and we know Onana is. I almost said accident prone. He likes making mistakes. Let's hope he has a chip on his shoulder and has something to prove and becomes the goalkeeper that we all want him to become. Because we don't want to see anyone fail, but he hasn't lived up to the hype and the potential that he has. And so I'll go for Onana in goal. And then the problem now becomes, who are we going to use in defense? Who are we going to use in defense? Who's going to be our number one defender? Who's going to be our five, as we would call it, our centre back, most likely, if we're playing three at the back. I don't know, between De Ligt and Harry Maguire. I would give Harry Maguire the go ahead because just of experience. I like De Ligt, that De Ligt is physical. He's a little bit more faster than Maguire, if you can put it that way. So I would say maybe De Ligt, for me, Harry Maguire, just because of experience, leadership at the back, because we need that um, in order to have a strong back line. So I would say Harry Maguire at centre back. Um, for me, so we'll have three centre backs most likely. So it's right centre back, left centre back, and then the middle centre back, which is Harry Maguire. So on the right centre back, man, I love Mazzuari. No, sorry for pronunciation, but I think maybe they'll go with Lenny Yoro just for speed and just youth in that regard. Because if we look at it, the left centre back will deal with who's going to play on the left wing. Most likely for Arsenal would be Martinelli. So Martinelli is all about speed and he's got a bit of skill. So you need to keep up with him. So I'll maybe go with Lenny Yoro in that regard. Lenny Yoro's youth might play against him, but we'll see. So it will be Maguire, Lenny Yoro, and then on right centre back, Lenny Yoro, and then left centre back, man, I don't know. Because you want to go with Luke Shaw because of experience, but Luke Shaw hasn't really been playing a lot because of injuries, and we do have Dogu. So for me, Dogu is just a better player, but he's better suited at wing back than centre back. So just in a position alone, I'll go with Luke Shaw as left centre back. Also, just out of experience, Luke Shaw is also not a slouch in the speed department. So I think he'll deal well with Bakayo Saka in that regard. So I'll go with Luke Shaw on left centre back. Then right wing back. Now that's where the problem comes in because we can play Amad Diallo right wing back, but I feel it's asking a lot out of the youngster because he's gonna have to be up and down on the field. He needs to be able to assist in attack. He needs to be able to defend. But hey, that's why these guys are getting paid the big bucks. So for me, right wing back, I'll go with Amad Diallo playing in right wing back. Left wing back is where I'm having a problem with. It's either Diego Dallo or it's gonna be Dogu. For me personally, I'm gonna play Dogu as my left wing back just because of his pace, his tenacity, and his driving force going forward. So for me, I'm gonna be having Dogu playing as my left wing back. Now here's the big problem: who is gonna play in midfield? Who is gonna be our holding midfield players? Now here's the thing: if Benjamin Sesko does not start as an out and out nine, my midfield pairing will be Fernandez, Ugarte, and Kobe Mainu. That would be my midfield pairing, right? But then I can't play Cunha and Mbemo from the start. So if I had to change my midfield pairing and just use two in the middle, then it'd have to be Kobe Mainu and Bruno Fernandes. Then my two forwards would be Brian Mbemu and Mateus Cunha. That is if Benjamin Sesko does not play, which I don't believe he'll play from the get go, because we only signed him now recently. I think we'll still need to get him slowly integrated into the team. But I do think he might make a appearance off of the bench because we will need him. I think in the game it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a goal scoring game as well because I do think our midfield and defense still needs a little bit of help in some new signings. Going to be honest, but I still do think that we're going to win the game just because I'm a Manchester United fan. So that would be my starting lineup for the game against Arsenal. Um, I'm not taking anything away from Arsenal. Arsenal have made some absolutely great signings, and they are obviously been a great team over the last couple of seasons. So yeah, so that would be my starting lineup for that game, which will be a 3-5-2 formation, which is what the coach will most likely prefer or like. We can go 3-4-3, but I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll play 3-5-2 going forward. So, yeah, as a Manchester United fan, guys, we have a lot to look forward to. we should be excited, but we should also be realistic. Like I said in my other episodes, I don't think we're going to win the league, but I do think we're going to do extremely well this season as a stepping stone for winning the league in seasons to come. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be a walkover season. The other teams, we cannot disregard them. But yeah, just as a supporter and from the look and feel of things around Manchester United, there's a lot of positivity. The air is a little bit clearer. It's not like what it's previously been, where it's a lot of doubt and speculation, and we don't have a clear plan and we don't know what we're doing. So yeah, we know now what we're doing. We like what we're seeing. So yeah, I'm positive. I'm positive we're gonna win that game against Arsenal, and it's gonna be a stepping stone for us going forward, right? So that's on Manchester United, guys. So right now, I just want to focus on a couple of things that happened over the course of the season, especially in regards to signings and transfers and teams and how the teams look and all of these kind of things, right? So um, I don't know who's been following their teams closely. I do think a lot of guys have been following their teams closely and so forth. But me as a Manchester United supporter, I know I keep on bringing that up a lot because I want people to know. I've been looking in, so I'm going to start with Manchester United and the acquisitions they've made so far and the players that are currently not in the team anymore. So we've signed Mateus Cunha from Wolves. We've signed Diego Leon, um, and we've signed Brian Mbemo, and now we've signed Benjamin Sesko. We are still trying to get, well, I can't say we are still trying to get Baliba from Brighton because we haven't, Manchester United itself has not reached out to Brighton in that regard. There has been conversations with Baliba's party, personal party, and they are more than welcome to have Baliba go to Manchester United. But between the two clubs, there's no formal formal conversation yet because the price tag for Baliba seem will be way too high, and I don't think Manchester United can afford it currently, unless we get rid of Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, and Tyrell Malacia. If we can get rid of those guys, maybe we might have a bit of capital to go for Baliba, but I doubt. Talking about Alejandro Garnacho, Manchester United is currently waiting for a formal bid from Chelsea, would should be in the region of about 50 million pounds for the player that Manchester United wants. I don't know if Chelsea will be willing to pay that much, but yeah, we are waiting for a formal bid from Chelsea to buy the player. Speculation or rumors around Garnacho is that he has stated that if he does not get Chelsea, he will not be playing. He will be just striking on the sidelines for Manchester United if no other club signs him because he does not want any other club. He wants Chelsea or nothing else. That's rumors. I can't confirm if that's true or not. But I do know Chelsea is interested in him. I do know there has been contact made, and I do know the price tag for Garnacho is around 50 million pounds that Manchester United wants. In regard to Jadon Sancho, Borussia Dortmund is interested in signing him again, but no formal formalities has been concluded in that regard. Besiktas now has become the front runner to sign him. Um, and if you we still remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the coach that signed Jadon Sancho to Manchester United some couple of seasons ago for 73 million. Solskjaer is now the head coach of Besiktas, so there might be a reunion there for the player if he's willing to go. I think Man United will most likely ask in the region of 40 million for Jadon Sancho. So there's some activity on Sancho. We just don't know what's going to happen with him yet. Rasmus Højlund, there's been some activity on him as well because AC Milan is interested in loan signing the striker from Manchester United, but Manchester United wants a permanent deal for the striker. As I've mentioned, we are looking to get some funds from these players in order to buy other players as well. It's a bit difficult for Højlund because now that we've got Sesko and we've got Cunha and we've got Mbemo, it's a bit tough for him as a striker. And I mean, look, he has come to Manchester United and played there for 2 years, and we can't really say much about it because we haven't seen the best of him. That being maybe because of the way Manchester United was at the time, or maybe the players around him. I don't know. But clearly, the coach does not want him, because even in our last friendly game between Manchester United and Florentina, we did not have Shesko at the time. The coach did not even field Rasmus Hoyland. Mason Mount was playing a false nine. So that says a lot if you have a healthy striker on the bench and you're not even playing him. So I think it's time for for Rasmus Hoyland to move on. We'll see what happens there if he's going to move on. Um, but yeah, that's on Manchester United side on the transfers that we've made. So currently, players coming in, players that went out so far, as I was just mentioning, we're still waiting on the other guys. Your Malasia, Anthony. Real Betis really wants to re-sign Anthony on a permanent deal, but they also have financial difficulties. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Jadon Sancho has a couple of teams that interested in him, naming Besiktas, Dortmund, and Juventus also interested in Jadon Sancho. Garnacho, we're waiting to see what happens with Chelsea and Manchester United in that regard, and then we'll take it from there. Players that has been released was Christian Eriksen. He's been released. I don't know if he's still gonna play or is if he has another team that signed him. Johnny Evans has finally retired as a legend of the game. End of Manchester United. For those that follows Manchester United knows that he was part of that prolific years that Manchester United was run by Sir Alex Ferguson. He won a couple of league titles with us, and he retired now at Manchester United as well. So that life has come full circle for him, and all the best in his future endeavors. He is truly a legend of the club and of the game as well. Victor Lindelof has also been released by the club. I don't know where he's going to end up. I haven't heard anything as yet. Wish him all the best as well. That is on Manchester United. Next, I'm going to delve into Manchester City. Manchester City seems to have been very quiet, but that's not the case. They actually have not been very quiet. I know they didn't play a lot of friendly games because they were participating in the Club World Cup. So, Manchester City players that they've signed Rian Ait Nouri from Wolves as the left back. He was playing at left back for Wolves as well. Uh, it's a good player. I've watched him a couple of times at Wolves. He is an exciting player. With a coach with Black Pep, he can only get better, I assume. So they've signed Rayan Ait Nouri from Wolves. They've signed Marcus Bettinelli from Chelsea as a goalkeeper, but it was a free signing. They've signed Ryan Cherky from Lyon. They've signed Tijani Rangers from Milan. They've signed Niapan from Rosenborg, and they've signed James Trafford, goalkeeper from Burnley as well. So we all know James Trafford from last season. He was the Burnley's goalkeeper. He's now with at Chelsea at Manchester City, no longer at Burnley. So they've signed those players. And yeah, man, Chelsea have been busy. Man City have been busy, not Chelsea, sorry. And I've watched a game of them recently, or actually not the full game, just some highlights of them recently when they played one of the Brazilian teams. I can't remember the name now. Sorry for that. Um, the I know Tijani Rangers looks like a really good player. I've seen him. He looks like a good player. I mean, they've have the Haalands of this world and guys like those. So yeah, they look like a team that can live up to the expectation is per normal. We'll just see how these guys do gel with the guys, with the existing guys, and see how it goes from there. On that front, I do know that Saviano and Tottenham has reached out to Manchester City for to sign Saviano from Manchester City. So I don't know how that's progressing. I know Pep's comment was that he'll never stand in the way of a player that wants to leave. So I don't know what's happening there, if Sevillano is unhappy or not, but I do know Tottenham is looking into signing Sevillano from Manchester City. So I don't have any other thing to report on that regard yet. I'm still keeping an eye on it to see what happens. Next club I'm going to be focused on will be Newcastle United. So Newcastle United players that they've signed. Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest. So again, if you're a Manchester United supporter, you know that Anthony Elanga was a Manchester United player that was signed by Nottingham Forest and is now playing for Newcastle. They've signed him for 55 million. Newcastle has also signed a centre back from AC Milan, Malik Thiaw. They've also signed a left wing from Malaga, Antonio Cordero. And then they've signed a Chinese player, Park Song So. They've also signed a player from Rangers in the Scottish Premier League, left back, Oliver Goodbrand. And they've signed a player from Liverpool Academy, Isaac Morgan, which is a centre back. They've now signed a striker as well, Vatang Salia, that they brought in. There's no players as of yet that has left Newcastle. I do know that Liverpool is looking to sign Alexander Isak. We don't know yet if he's gonna go or not because Newcastle have lost out on signing Benjamin Sesko. So I don't know if they'll let Isak go, but that's an ongoing saga. We still have a month left or a couple of weeks left of the transfer window, so we might see Isak leaving Newcastle. So Newcastle have not let any players gone, but they have brought in about 7 players into an already strong team. So yeah, Newcastle team to look out for with all the signings that they've made. Right. So that's Newcastle. Next team is Liverpool. So Liverpool have signed Jeremy Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen as a defensive midfielder. Um, they've signed Amin Peshki as goalkeeper. They've signed Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. They've signed Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. They've signed Giorgio Mamadashvili from Valencia as a goalkeeper. Freddie Woodman, another goalkeeper that they've signed. They've signed Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Etikite as a forward striker. And they've also signed Will Wright as a striker. So yeah, man, look, Liverpool, we all know they have been open about their business that they've been doing. They've signed really a lot of players. Um, and Liverpool has also now signed, I think yesterday or the day before, they've signed Giovanni Leon from Brazilian outfit Parma as a centre back. So yeah, I have not seen any departures other than Luis Diaz that went to Bayern Munich. I know Darwin Nunes is going to the Saudi Premier League, the Saudi League. I think he's going to play for Al Hilal, if I'm not mistaken. Darwin Nunes is also leaving Liverpool. Those are the two confirmed um, out transfers that I know of from Liverpool side. Then the last team I'm going to focus on is going to be last two teams is Chelsea and Arsenal. So with Chelsea first, Chelsea has signed Meg Penders, another goalkeeper, Dario Ezago, defensive midfielder Liam Delap from Ipswich Town. Delap also striker we need to look out for. He's a poacher's kind of striker. He's been doing well in the off season. All the games that he has played for Chelsea, he scored a goal. So yeah, Liam Delap, another player to look out for. Chelsea has signed Mamadou Sarr from Strasbourg. They've signed Kendry Paes. They've signed João Pedro from Brighton. João Pedro also another exciting player to look for from Brighton. He's also scored in each of the games that he's played for Chelsea thus far. Yeah, so we all know what João Pedro brings to the table. We've seen him play last season. Believe he can only get better. They've signed also Jamie Kittens from Borussia Dortmund on left wing. They've signed Jorel Hato from Ajax at left back. And they've signed another Brazilian, Estevão, for right wing midfielder from Palmeiras, Brazil. Um, so those are the players that they've brought into an existing core player group that's already exciting and great. So yeah, man, like I said, Chelsea, the sky's the limit for them if they can reach their full potential. Players that left Chelsea, uh, Kepa, the goalkeeper, Arrizabalaga, he went to Arsenal. He's now an Arsenal player. Bashir Humphreys went to Burnley. Marcus Bettinelli went to Manchester City. So those are the players that left, and those are the players that were signed by Chelsea. Chelsea looks dangerous on paper, but we'll see how they fare on the field. Now, Arsenal, last team in the transfer window that we're going to talk about. So Arsenal players that they've signed: Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea, Martin Zubamendi from Real Sociedad, Christian Norgard from Brentford, Noni Maduake from Chelsea, Christian Mosquero from Valencia, and Victor Kaikoras from Sporting Lisbon. So, man, Chelsea have brought some good players for their midfield. Arsenal have got some good players for their midfield. Actually, almost makes me want to rethink my pick for the game tomorrow. But now I'm sticking with my pick. Manchester United is going to beat Arsenal. Guys, Arsenal have got some great players. They've signed a great midfielder from Real Sociedad, Zubamendi. I don't know if you guys follow the Spanish league. I watch a couple of games. Zubamendi is one of the stalwarts for Real Sociedad last season. Christian Norgard, also hardcore midfielder from Brentford, from the Premier League. We know him. Noni Maduake, we know he's a left wing forward, if you can call it that way, from Chelsea. They've signed him as well. So, and Victor Gyökeres, the player we all have seen in the news that they've signed. So, yeah, those are the transfers that has been made. That's the fixtures that's coming up, and that's the news currently on these teams. Man, I don't know what else to tell you guys about the upcoming season. I am stoked. I can't wait for these games to start. I can't wait to see these teams in action. It's gonna be great, man. I hope you guys are also as excited as I am. I didn't delve deeper into the other teams. Like I said, I don't really see a lot of other teams. No disrespect to them. I'm just talking to the most talked about teams at the moment. As the season goes on, the teams will definitely be looked at and looked into. But for now, this is the teams that I was talking to. There was movement from Tottenham side. There were movement from West Ham United side. So I mean, look, West Ham United have brought back Graham Potter. Graham Potter is now going to be West Ham United's coach. So good things happening there as well. So guys, that is the fixtures for the week coming up in the English Premier League and the clubs and the moves they've made so far. Like I said, the transfer window is still open. It's only going to close at the end of this month, which is August, that we're currently in. And then we'll have a clearer and better picture of what's happening around the league as teams finalize their signings going forward. Guys, like I said, for my predictions, I've already put them out there. I've already told you guys who I think is going to win the games that are going to be played in the Premier League going forward. So yeah, guys, that's from me. Again, Christopher, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for logging in. Thank you for giving me a moment of your time, guys. And we can only go from strength to strength. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about this excellent podcast, Behind the Net, because football needs more laughs. I mean, look, guys, we know that we, the analyzers and the guys watching, the spectators, we make the best players because we always have something to say. So yeah, don't be afraid to leave some comments, interact with me, tell me about the predictions I've made, tell me about the teams, tell me about what you think who's going to win the league. Um, I'm happy to hear from you guys and can't wait. So yeah, have a good one, guys, and yeah, let's see how the week goes. And next week Friday we're gonna have another episode. Might be during the week. Who knows? We'll see how what the urgency is. So yeah, thank you guys. Have a great one.